Welcome back to East Media Studios.
Welcome back to East Media Studios. I'm your host, Christian Mins, and let's get right into this week's announcements. Next Friday, during advisory, bus buddies will meet in the library. From 3 to 3:30 today, the East Food Pantry will be open and pickup will take place behind the library. On Saturday from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m., the East Choirs will have a rummage sale. If you would like to donate to the rummage sale, they are accepting donations today from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. at the T doors. If you would like to attend the rummage sale tomorrow, enter through door 15. Now let's head over to Zane Sinnott for this weekend's weather forecast.
Thanks, Christian. Today will be mostly cloudy with a high of 72 and a low of 45. On Saturday, it's looking to be partly cloudy with a high of 71 and a low of 55. Finally, on Sunday, it'll be mostly cloudy and a warmer day with a high of 84 and a low of 66. That's all for weather. Back to you, Christian.
This Saturday from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m., stop by at Columbus East High School to enjoy light refreshments and tea, while the East Band will perform music. There will also be a silent auction. Single admissions are $15, and a table of 4 is $55 for a reduced price. If you plan to attend, enter through door 15 to the band room. Reminder to students that senior project presentation days are April 22nd and 23rd. There will be an early dismissal for all other grades. Attention juniors and seniors, prom tickets are going for sale next week in the bookstore starting Thursday, April 16th. They will be available for purchase until April 30th. Tickets are $25 each. Please bring exact change if possible. Make sure you have your ID when purchasing. For more information, check out the prom website at bcseprom.com. Now we head over to Fernanda Braga with this week's sporting events.
Thanks, Christian. Spring sports are in full swing for the Olympians, especially for Olympian softball, who swung away in a 13-6 statement win over Bloomington North last Thursday. Then on Tuesday night, they went the distance against Brownstown, losing 7-8 in a tie-breaking 9th inning. They also played again last night, taking on Floyd Central on home turf at 6:30, but fell shortly in the end. Boys baseball traveled to Scottsburg on Monday night and had a 6-2 win last night. They competed here at home against Seymour and had a very close loss. Boys golf kicked off their season last Saturday at the Seymour Invitational. Braxton Burton earned the team's lowest score of 88, followed by Luke Rice with a 92. This Saturday, they will be down south competing in the Floyd Central Invitational. Girls tennis first competition on Saturday was a close one, with the Lady Olympians dropping the duel 2-3 to New Albany. Single players Lauren Degner and Bruna Carrera recorded match wins for the team. They played again today, traveling to Brown County. That's all for Olympian sports. Back to you, Christian.
Now we head over to Chase Rubble with the latest in news.
Thanks, Christian. Since Easter Sunday, President Donald Trump made multiple statements to the press and also on social media platforms Truth Social, stating that the U.S. is officially setting a deadline for a deal with Iran that fully reopens the Strait of Hormuz. In his post on Truth Social, he made threats that Tuesday will be Bridge Day and Power Plant Day all in one. This goes against the Geneva Convention, which ruled that targeting civilian infrastructure is a war crime. Trump also stated to the press that day that if there is no deal within the next 48 hours, the whole country will be blown up. The next day, on April 6, Trump had a news conference where he repeatedly made the same threats to Iran's leadership. President Trump stated if they do not come to an agreement with the U.S., the entire country can be taken out in one night, and that night might be tomorrow night. Following these threats, on April 7th, President Trump pressured Iran more to reach a deal to open the strait again, making threats on Truth Social to the country of Iran. Trump threatened to wipe out the entire country that night and that it will never be brought back. On April 8th, the U.S. and Iran reached a deal to cease fire for 2 weeks while they worked to negotiate a long-term peace agreement with Iran in the Middle East. This agreement was just 2 hours before the deadline Trump had set for Iran. President Trump stated that the agreements consist of Iran allowing oil shipments through the Strait of Hormuz and a 10-point plan for peace that the U.S. and Iran will begin negotiating. Israel has also taken part in the ceasefire if Iran decides to open the strait. For more national news, in Ontario, California, 29-year-old Kamel Abdul Karim, an employee of the NFL Industries, has been arrested on suspicion of arson after a massive fire destroyed the Kimberly-Clark Distribution Center. The fire started after 12:30 a.m. on Tuesday, April 7th, with a total of 175 firefighters on the scene. The fire continued to burn through the 1.2 million square foot warehouse, and only 12 hours later, first responders were able to contain the fire. About 20 employees of the facility were inside the building when the fire occurred. Abdul Karim reportedly posted this crime on social media. There are no injuries reported from the fire, but now hundreds of employees are without work. In state news, a teenage boy from Martinsville has been seriously injured in the abdomen by shooting on Tuesday night. This shooting was stemmed from a fight amongst a group of juveniles and was directly targeted at the individual. The teenage boy was lifelined to Riley Hospital in Indianapolis, where officers confirmed he is in stable condition. That's all we have for news this week. Back to you at the desk.
That's all we have for announcement this week. From me, Zane, Fernanda, and Chase, and the rest of the Torch TV crew. Thanks for watching, and as always, try to be the best part of someone's day.